Hello! Welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to learn some difficult prepositions and how to use them correctly. So let's get started. Today we're learning how to use the word expert. Expert is countable, so we have to say for one, an expert. He's an expert. An expert is someone, a person, who knows a lot about something. A person who knows a lot about something is called an expert. But what is the correct preposition? An expert in, an expert on, or an expert at? They're all correct, but they're all a little different. Let's take a closer look. First, let's look at an expert in. We use the preposition in when you talk about a field of study. He's an expert in a field of study. Something complex. Example, he's an expert in genetic engineering. What is genetic engineering? It means he studied genes and DNA. That's genetic engineering. So, it's a field of study, something complex. So I use the preposition in because it's a field of study. I say, he's an expert in genetic engineering. Let's practice. Is he an expert in genetic engineering? That's right. He's an expert in genetic engineering. Let's hear some examples of an expert in.
And what makes you an expert in anesthesiology?
When did you become an expert in thermonuclear astrophysics?
You don't seem to want to accept the fact that you're dealing with an expert in guerrilla warfare.
So I'm ruling him as qualified as an expert in the area of occult.
Do you consider yourself an expert in the field of animal care?
Now, as an expert in the area of the insanity plea, what do you recommend we do with Pepe Carrero?
Another field of study. He's an expert in computer science. Because computer science is a field of study, we use the preposition in. He's an expert in computer science. Let's practice. Is he an expert in computer science? That's right. He's an expert in computer science. What about the preposition on? Can I say he's an expert on something? Yes, we use on when you talk about some specific subject. He's an expert on the subject. When we use the word subject, we use the preposition on. He's an expert on the subject. Some specific subject. Let's hear some examples of an expert on.
As you know, I'm an expert on the subject.
How'd you get to be such an expert on the subject?
So I'm a really big expert on all this. I know.
Paul is an expert on French wine.
She called an expert on the virus. Now they're both dead.
We find an expert on genetic mutation.
Example, he's an expert on French wine. This is a specific subject, so we use the preposition on. It's not some complex field of study. It's just a simple, specific subject. He's an expert on French wine. He's an expert on the subject. Let's practice. Is he an expert on French wine? That's right. He's an expert on French wine. Is he an expert on the subject? That's right. He's an expert on the subject. He's an expert on French wine. And what about at? What about the preposition at? Can I use he's an expert at? Yes, you can. We use the preposition at when you talk about activities. He's an expert at the game. He's an expert at this game. And if you want to use a gerund, that's a verb with ing, then it's better to use at. Example, playing cards. It's better to use the preposition at before a gerund, after expert. Example, he's an expert at playing cards. Because you use a gerund, use the preposition at. It's an activity. So use the preposition at. He's an expert at playing cards. He's an expert at this game. You're talking about activities. use at.
I'm an expert at this game.
I'm an expert at this.
Are you an expert at falling in love?
Well, since you're such an expert at this college stuff, I don't know, maybe you could help me with my art school applications?
Let's practice. Is he an expert at playing cards? That's right, he's an expert at playing cards. Is he an expert at this game? That's right, he's an expert at this game. Remember, pronunciation. We don't say at. We don't release the T. Because the T is after a vowel, we do a stop T. At. He's an expert at this game. Link the words. At this. At this. He's an expert at this game. He's an expert at playing cards. Not at. Playing. Use a stop T and link the sounds. He's an expert at playing. He's an expert at playing cards. Now let's talk about the difference between these two words, expert and expertise. Expert is a person, so I say an expert. He's an expert. And expertise is a noun. It's the thing that he knows a lot about. It's the subject that he knows a lot about. That is his expertise. With the word expert, we put the stress on the first syllable, expert. But with expertise, we put the stress on the first and third syllable. That's the first and the last syllable. Expertise. Expertise. So expertise is a noun that the person knows a lot about. It's his or her expertise.
Well, you need my expertise in coaching you.
This is not the police's area of expertise, Mr. Brooks.
This is Leslie Tiller, whose horticultural expertise has helped put Sanford on the map.
The jury has a right to know the scope of his expertise.
Ooh, I'm afraid my level of expertise expires at the 6th grade.
Mark actually has a lot of expertise in the area. He used to counsel the other side. Mark?
It's not my area of expertise, Mr. Hartford.
I'm willing to take your case pro bono, which means you get all of my expertise and hard work for free.
However, if crew morale is better served by my roaming the halls weeping, I will gladly defer to your medical expertise.
And if I'm talking about this guy, I say his expertise or his area of expertise. So I can say he's an expert at playing cards, but his area of expertise is poker. His area of expertise is playing poker. It's the thing that he's an expert at. Again, he's an expert at playing many different card games. He's an expert at playing cards, but his area of expertise is poker. Let's practice. Is he an expert at playing cards? That's right, he's an expert at playing cards. But what is his area of expertise? That's right, his area of expertise is poker. And when I use the noun expertise, I can use possessive like my expertise, your expertise, and his expertise. His expertise in poker helped him win a lot of money. He won a lot of money because of his expertise in poker. So his expertise in poker helped him win a lot of money. Let's practice. Did his expertise in poker help him win a lot of money? That's right, his expertise in poker helped him win a lot of money. So remember, when you use the word expert, you have 3 different prepositions. I can say he's an expert in a field of study. I can say someone is an expert in a field of study. I use the preposition in when I talk about a field of study, like science. Use in. But if I talk about a simple, specific subject, he's an expert on the subject. And when I talk about activities, I use at. Or if I use a gerund, it's better to use at. He's an expert at playing cards. And remember the other noun, expertise. Expertise is the thing that the person is an expert on. It's his area of expertise. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. And if you want to become a member, click the join button. And we'll see you next time.